Today's full moon is reminding you that your sensitivity is a gift. Through it, you can feel intuition, inspiration, truth in the atmosphere, emotional signals from others, and even the presence of spirits when it is trained and filtered. Nurture your senses with proper self-care and meditation, and your senses will nurture you with guidance and insights. If you want to manifest, use them to sense the vision of the future. You will create a ripple effect of change that you wish to see, and each ripple comes back to us as a manifestation when the time is right. This is the introductional message for today's video, so if this already resonates with you, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel because it helps to bring this message to more people that need to hear it. And also, I want to invite you into the giveaway of one of the prints of my painting called the Spirit Guide on our Instagram page, I Draw My Passion. You can go there, check it out, it's really easy to enter. So it's completely free, check it out. And also check out our Instagram page, AttractPassion, where you can find daily messages, daily reminders to awaken your spirit a little bit more, to raise your frequency. And thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community. So firstly, my friends, we have this wonderful full moon, very strong one, in the zodiac sign of Cancer. And as we know, Cancer is this emotional, sensitive sign that's quite careful but really intuitive. So it's well connected to the cycles of nature. And if you feel right now a bit more grounded than usually, it's because of the present cycle. Right now, many of us may be more focused on the material aspect of life. Everything this year taught us, now we are kind of organizing it and directing it into, let's say, into the direction we're intending to go. So everything we've learned this year, right now, we are kind of integrating and embodying. This is what this time is teaching us. So firstly, I want to remind you of embracing your resilient spirit, my friend. Embracing your resilient spirit. And at the end of this video, I will give you affirmations that you can use in your daily meditation during this time. So firstly, my friend, your phases in life are constantly changing, but your strength remains constant when you know who you are. If you stay connected to what feels natural within you, you know, that part of you that you know, this is me, this is what is not changing. However strong I work on myself, however hard I'm working on myself, this part of me is not changing. I'm actually, through the work, I'm actually revealing this part to myself. I'm actually recognizing what makes me me. And that's what I want you to focus on during this time, because you will notice that this part of you that is not changing, this is who you are, this is your spirit. This is why you've come here, to practice being connected with it, to practice expressing it, to practice perfecting it. Not in a sense of being a perfectionist, but in a sense of becoming more that you can be. And in practical sense, it means that we all have a beingness that is expressed through personality. So more we become aware of our own beingness, more we can form our personality the way that we will know how to set boundaries, that we will know what words to use, that we will know what people are meant to be around us and what people say no to, that we will know what to do more of and what to do less of. How to manage our time the way that we'll do more of what we love and we'll do less of what we hate, right? So once we know our own beingness, like what is my nature? When you ask yourself, what is my nature? Many of us have been so poisoned by the thoughts of others that we completely have disconnected ourselves from ourselves. So just pay more attention to what makes you you. If I tell you for myself, I can find myself a really, really creative being. I can find myself having a great joy when I'm doing something I love to do. I find myself thriving when I can use my creative ideas for building something new. Doesn't matter what it is. It may be this YouTube channel, it may be a business, it may be helping others, it may be organizing ideas in a way that it can be practical for someone who's going through something hard. I'm thriving in that. But I'm not thriving in social life. Like, I don't like to hang much with people because usually people want these small talks, and I'm not for that. I love to help people. I love I love public speaking. I love expressing myself. I love to talk about what I've been through in case if it can help someone. I don't like hanging with people to just spend my time. So I'm telling you this because when we notice what we love to do and we notice what we don't love to do, what we don't like to do, it's much easier to connect or reconnect back with our nature. And that's what this full moon is all about, to reconnect you back with who you know, who you truly are and who you know that you are. Just remembering once again what makes you you. So then you can form your life around it. The magic truly happens once we know ourselves and we start forming our lives around that. We find a job that resonates with ourselves, or we create a job. We find hobbies that resonate with ourselves, that help us to connect with ourselves. Like for me, it's working out, and it's painting, and it's meditation, and it's running, being active. I love biking, road biking, mountain biking. Those are the things that just help me to reconnect with myself. When I can't be active or I need my body to kind of recharge, I will use meditation and yoga. This is what I need to be fully myself. I'm sensitive, and I don't like when I'm kind of bombarded with too much impulses from external world. So I like quietness, and I like natural light. I don't like light so much. So when sun goes down, I like to go to sleep early. I like to wake up early. That's how I'm thriving. So once you know yourself to such a degree that you can easily decide what's good for you and what's not good for you, what food serves you, what food doesn't serve you, you can say, okay, this is my nature, and now I want to nurture my nature. Now I want to stand in myself and truly be everything I come here to be. That's how you embrace your resilient spirit. You will notice this part of you is really, really resilient if you're nurturing it. If I become bombarded with too many impulses, like I will be in a crowded place and there will be too much of noise and too much of everything and chaos, and let's say someone is constantly arguing, I will get so exhausted that I will not consider myself being resilient. I will see myself as someone who's really weak. But when I'm in an environment that serves me, I will find myself being like a stoic. I will find myself being really, really resilient. And that's where I can recharge myself, and I can easily go to crowded places, and I can be there for some time if I need to be. So it's just the point that we recognize how to recharge ourselves, so then we can expose ourselves to where we need to be sometimes, right? That's the power of knowing yourself and recognizing that you are a resilient spirit. You just have to learn to nurture yourself. The second reminder is this full moon is in the zodiac sign of Cancer. Cancers find their power in the stream of compassion. Compassion is their greatest power. So when you feel that people are mean to you and you find yourself being exhausted because of negativity around you, you will find a great power in compassion, a great healing in compassion. Firstly, be a compassionate support towards yourself when nobody shows that to you. When you can close your eyes and visualize your younger self or yourself right now and give that compassion to yourself. I know many people don't do that. But I want to remind you to try it out, to hug yourself and say the words you need to hear. Ask yourself right now and be really honest with yourself. What are the words you really need to hear right now? What are the words you really need to hear right now? Be honest with yourself. And then close your eyes and say that to yourself. You have to be the mentor of yourself. Firstly, be compassionate towards yourself. And then just spread it onto others. Nurture yourself and others with kindness, and your heart will always find space for expansion and care. It's just how it is. We've come here as social beings to spread what we find within with the world without, right? So nurture yourself and then spread it onto others. What you find within, spread it onto others. Because it's just magic when we send some beautiful thoughts onto people around us. Like, I wish that person to be happy. I wish that person to be loved. I wish that person to be joyful. Try it out, my friend. Yesterday I've shared this practice with you when you set a reminder on your phone and you close your eyes for 1 minute and you just set a prayer for someone. I wish that person to be happy, or something like that. You can make it your own, but the point is that you open your heart here and there and just wish someone to be more joyful. You are creating ripple effects in the ether and they always come back to you. So it's not to do it to get something back, it's more to do it to experience the openness of our hearts. The third reminder I want to give you is to let the past be a guide, not a burden. For many of us, we find our past being a burden rather than something to be inspired by. And I know many of you have been through something that is hard to imagine. So firstly, I want to express some compassion for you. I see you, I feel you. I'm reading comments from many of you and know that your soul will never be exposed to something that you're not able to move through. It's just a common sense of life, and it's something I always remind myself when something happens that I find it challenging. I know that it's never too hard for me to handle it. And most of the time our history truly shapes us, right? And if we allow the future be like a canvas that's waiting us for us to create a masterpiece, will always be defined by a vision rather than the past. And I'm just reminding you to be defined by a vision, to be defined by these inspiring thoughts you have for yourself. You have something that inspires you. You have goals, you have a vision, you have something you're working on and you're losing faith into it. But you know that it's possible for you because you're working on it. And most probably people around you don't believe in you. But the point is that you stick to the plan, you stick to the vision, and you stay defined by it. That's why it's good if you start a day with a good meditation where you visualize it and you feel it emotionally, so you know how it feels like. So you know that you are truly walking towards it. The fourth reminder I want to give you for this powerful full moon is that you're navigated by intuition. And navigate life with intuition. Trust your instincts, for they always lead to profound discoveries. And in the past, you've experienced how your intuition guided you to somewhere that eventually you've recognized you need to be. You've recognized certain people that came out of nowhere into your life and they became maybe your best friends or your partner. Maybe you're married to that special person today, or they are your kids. We recognize the mystical aspect of life. It's something we can't intellectually describe how it happened, but it happened. That's intuition. That's the mystical part of this creation, right? And it is guiding us. Intuition is the compass of life. It's not so much thinking about what we should do, than it is feeling what's right. And when we quiet down our minds, we'll feel what's right. So just use this time, because intuition right now may be really, really strong with you, for you. So trust yourself, my friend. And the last reminder I want to give you is that your sensitivity is a superpower, not a weakness. When you channel your emotions into your work, doesn't matter what it is, it creates this ripple effects of positive change. So I said, doesn't matter what it is, doesn't matter. You can be an artist, you can be a certain worker, you can work on websites, you can be building online pages or whatever it is. When you channel your emotions into that work, you're freeing the stuck energy from your system. So even when something feels as a negative emotion, when it's released, it becomes a positive energy. It's negative because it became stuck. It's like if you take a water from a river and put it into a glass and leave it there, that water will eventually become dead, right? And that's what we may call something negative. So when emotion becomes stuck in our body, it becomes negative emotion. It's negative, it's experienced as a negative emotion because it needs to be released, but at the same time it is teaching us something. Something is bothering us, something is not how we would like it to be, and something is maybe against our belief systems. So we always need to pay attention to these emotions and feel them so they can be released, and while releasing they will always acknowledge us with a certain realization, with a certain insight that is necessary for our breakthrough. So remind yourself that being sensitive is a superpower if you nurture your senses. Like I said, through sensitivity, you can feel intuition, you can feel inspiration, you can feel the truth that's present in the atmosphere. You can feel emotional signals from others, so when they're not truthful towards you, you will sense it, and therefore you can navigate the conversation towards the truth. Sensitivity is a superpower, but if you're living in an environment that is bombarding you with impulses, doesn't matter what kind, you will feel like your sensitivity is a burden and you would like to shut it off. And usually people who are sensitive and shut it off, they become quite narcissistic. They become really selfish. But when we actually start acknowledging why we are so sensitive, we recognize it's because we've come here to create a change, and change can only be created by those who feel, by those who sense. So when you sense a problem, you also sense a solution. It's always like that. That's how the universe works. You firstly need to have a question to find an answer. You firstly need to see a problem to see a solution. You firstly need to have a blank canvas to paint a painting, right? You firstly need to have a quietness to create a sound, to create a music. So it's because of the chaos that we create a new order. And it's because of creativity we can create a change. So sensitivity is our superpower that helps us to be creative in our life. So make sure that you unplug yourself frequently from extreme impulses. Meditate more often. Put earphones or certain music in your ears that will disconnect you from external sounds. Put something over your eyes, eyelids, to disconnect from the light and stop talking. And you will see that all that's left are your thoughts. But even your thoughts will calm down if you calm down your nervous system. When you calm down your nervous system, you will calm down your brain, and suddenly you will feel much more relaxed. And that will in tune you with your intuitive senses. And that's where you will discover the purpose of your sensitivity. You will easily sense ideas and whatever needs to find you at that point. I also want to give you now a few affirmations to guide yourself through this potent energy. The first one is, when you close your eyes, say to yourself, lead me to what I need to know. Lead me to what I need to know. That's the first one. The second one is, lead me to who I am. Lead me to who I am. Lead me to who I am. The next one is, my path is clear and my guidance is strong. My path is clear and my guidance is strong. The next one, I release tension. I'm letting you go, freeing you. So when you sense any tension within your body, focus on it and say, I release tension. I'm letting you go, freeing you. And try to relax these muscles of your body in this area where you feel tension. The next one is, may everyone and everything be at peace and happy. May everyone and everything be at peace and happy. And the last one, I succeed by showing up and doing the work that set me free. It's something you love to do. I succeed by showing up and doing the work that set me free. Whatever work will set you free, either it is financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, you succeed by showing up and doing the work. May it inspire you to show up and do the work, do the job. So write these affirmations down in the comment section. Which one resonates with you the most? Write it down. And I hope you've enjoyed in today's message. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting as well. Thanks to all of you for supporting my art in our Etsy store. I Draw My Passion. You're all truly appreciated. Don't forget to join our giveaway on Instagram, I Draw My Passion. And thanks to all of you for joining our Patreon community, AttractPassion, where you can find some exclusive content. So check it out. And till next time, one love.